Hi, welcome to Just Show Up video blog. Today's question is from Knotted Up in Louisiana. Dear Shannon, I'm in my 20s and I have a situation that has me in knots. I'm embarrassed to say what it is, but I'll say this. It can be both a blessing and a curse at the same time. In my opinion, at this point in my life, I feel like it's a curse. And to be honest, I really don't want to deal with it if it happens. But on the other hand, I know that if it does, that even though it will take me changing and be hard in the long run, it will be a blessing. Honestly, I don't even want to pray because I'm afraid that God is wanting what I don't want. I'm afraid. How do I pray to God? Do I tell him I don't want the blessing? Is that wrong not to want the blessing? Knotted Up in Louisiana. Well, knotted up, I think that we've all been in this situation. And ultimately, I think one of the hardest things for us to learn in life, and that it's a daily progression on our journey, is to ask God for His will and to want His will in our life. In my opinion, I think that going to God and just saying exactly how you feel. Say, God, I'm afraid. God, I don't want this. God, I'm scared. What a perfect question to have on this very week of Holy Week. Don't you, know that Jesus in Gethsemane, in the Garden of Gethsemane, was crying out and saying, let this cup pass over me, but if it's your will, then let your will be done. Honestly, the human aspect of Jesus did not want to be tortured. He didn't want to be, ruined and spit on and have to carry that cross. The human side of him was afraid. He was afraid, and he said in that last moment, God, if this cup could pass over me, please let it be done. But then he ultimately knew that his will was God's will, and that is what was needed, and that is why Jesus carried on. So I know that it's hard to try to imagine that, and I can feel your fear and your apprehension in this question, but it's just crying out to God and being able to say, God, please open my heart to trust you and to know that in the long run, even though this scares me, even though that I think that this is not something that I want, to just trust him and know that truly you will have joy from whatever this is, and that even though it might be hard at first, that there will be a blessing that comes out of it. Because one thing that I will always say in every situation, even in my own personal situations, God brings good out of everything. So pray to him. Tell him that you're scared. Tell him that you're angry. Tell him that you're frustrated. Tell him that you're knotted up. And then ultimately ask him, please help me to make your will mine. Thank you. And everyone, I hope that you have a blessed Holy Week. You can send all your questions and situations to shannonmdeitz@gmail.com. Have a blessed day.